Hello and welcome to another Tesla Trip episode live. Sorry if you were just trying to tune in. I was trying to use the new iPhone 8 to do a live stream and it just gave up. It was showing an awesome upload speed on the Verizon network of like 16 megs. So I thought it was going to work out pretty good. Not so much. I'm using a Samsung Note 8 right now, and it is streaming over the AT&T network in Rawlins, Wyoming. So I don't know how good the stream looks. Let me know if this looks okay, if you can see it a little bit better. Looks like we got 6 people online. Let me show you around real quick. This Supercharger, we have 8 stalls. I am the only one here, and it's at the Fairfield Inn by Marriott, and we have a Burger King behind us. Let me get out here so you can see it better. So if you want food, you get the Burger King Inn. If you're a Holiday Inn type of person, there's Holiday Inn Express to stay at. It's pretty cool. There's nothing keeping us away from the actual Superchargers. These are just the stalls. There's 2 per Supercharger. So we've got 480 volt service. Wow, that's a lot of power. Or a lot of voltage anyways. And then these are the actual Superchargers here. This is different than other ones. They're in cabinets. They look different than the ones I've seen before. Usually they're kind of like... Oh wait, no, this is what you kind of see on the other ones. The big fan on the back. So this one here is like the one that I'm using. Or it must be the one I'm using because it's using the fan. And these are kind of the specs here. So it's 380 volts to 480 volts, and it's got 480 volts going in at 192 amps. It says the output voltage is 50 to 410 volts, 330 amps continuous. Very impressive stuff. I wonder if they're going to build a big old box around this eventually like they do on most Superchargers. So I was in Colorado at a Drive Electric event where we had a rally. Probably had close to 100 cars there. And we had a dance off on the 2 Tesla Model X's that were there, mine and another one. And we put little sticker or window drawings on the vehicles. What's the sound? Here I am. Sorry about that. So this is live. Ask away if you guys got any questions. Let me know how the stream looks. Basically, on this show, this Tesla Trip channel, I just talk about the news about once a week. I have a set of news that I'm going to go over, but I think I'm going to save it for an actual video so I can put some pictures on there. One of those things that's kind of interesting is they've updated the Tesla referral program. Hello! Was it Samurai P? I'm saying that wrong, I'm sure. Correct me. Yeah, so basically if you want to get a new Tesla, you need to order it like before the end of the month for a Model S or X if you still want to get the $100 or the $1,000 discount, because they're not going to be doing it anymore. You'll still be able to get the unlimited supercharging with the referral code, but that's about it. Again, if you can see the stream, let me know how it looks. It did give me a little thing saying that there may be problems with it. I'm actually going to try and check it out on my other phone. Oh yeah, it looks like it's working pretty good. Cool. So thank you everybody who's joining me, watching, keeping company. I've got my son in the back. You want to hold off on the chips for a minute? They're kind of loud. Hey, have you had any problems with your Model X? Yeah, nothing major. I kind of hate to do videos about the problems because I don't want to discourage anybody from getting one. But you should know they do have problems. The biggest issue ongoing right now that I don't think they've fully solved, well, there's two things. One is the doors rub on the paint a little bit, the big Falcon Wing doors. And everybody I've talked to has this issue. So Tesla, they'll fix it for free. They'll go and they'll repaint it, and then they'll put a little piece of clear vinyl over, or like vinyl over it, so that it doesn't rub off anymore. Or they'll put a piece of black kind of material there so that it doesn't rub the paint raw. I guess there's different shops have been doing different things. It's interesting that Tesla hasn't yet decided on a single fix. The other thing is the shutter when accelerating 0 to 60. A lot of people are like, I think everyone I've talked to has this issue. So when you do your launch and you go 0 to 60, especially if you're in a higher suspension, you can notice it feels like a little tiny bit of a rumble, and sometimes it's more exaggerated than others. And I've had this fixed on mine in July, and they had to replace a bunch of stuff with the suspension, but it came back. So I'm gonna look into scheduling my annual service because I'm already like 24,000 miles, so I'm well over my annual maintenance, even though it's only been half a year. And looking at getting that fixed. So there's only two major things. I had some issues with the Falcon Wing doors jamming in the ice because they'd get like kind of build up underneath them and they wouldn't close all the way. But they instructed me on how to do a manual reset when they don't close if they're jammed. And that only actually ever happened once or twice. Once when Ranger came out and showed me how to do it, and the second time I just fixed it myself. So it's not a big issue. The Falcon Wing doors hit people. My mom was trying to close the door, and so she was holding down the button. I don't know what she was waiting for, but the door closed on her. I don't know. I mean, it did what it was gonna do. I mean, she told it to close and it closed. What else? Okay. Rank JJ Smooth, is your monthly payment high? Kind of. So my Model S, I had it figured out. It was about twice as much as my Volt payment, and the offset of not having to pay for gas because I travel so much. Like I said, I'm going to be doing. I did 24,000 miles in like 7 or 8 months. The free supercharging pays for the difference. On the Model X, I'm paying another premium of like $200 a month beyond what I was paying on my Model S because I went ahead and decked it out with all the goodies, except Ludicrous. I can't swing the Ludicrous. That was like another $30,000 or $40,000, and I don't need to go 2 seconds faster. I'm good. Now it wasn't even 2 seconds. I think it was like a second and a half faster. So yeah, they're about the equivalent of 2 car payments for 1 car. So they're kind of high. But the interest rate right now with a line is like 0.99%, so less than 1% right now. And they'll do long-term loans. And the resale value, like when I resold my S, was pretty good for the amount of mileage I had on it. So all in all, it's really not that bad. In Wyoming, at the time that I bought my Model X, they didn't do leasing, and I wouldn't do it. You can I think the highest option you can get is 15,000 miles for leasing, so I didn't want to do that because I would totally go over that instantaneously, like just in a couple months, or not even a couple months, like a month. Well, maybe a couple months. And
proceed to the highlighted route onto Alton Lane.
It looks like I'm done supercharging. Well, I have 182 miles of range, and I'm driving 150 miles home. So I'm good. And that's not right. Wait a second. There's no way it's 150 miles home. It's only 120 miles home. So it's trying to route me some goofy way home. Look at that. What the heck is going on here? Yeah, so it's trying to take me all the way into Lander, Wyoming and through Hudson. There's this road right here that goes straight across that'll shave off like 30 miles of that. So that's just ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. Do you need a lot of money to be able to get a Tesla? I don't know. It's all about priorities, really. You're looking at like around $1,000 a month payment or so. You can do a little more, a little less, depending on options. I think if you can figure the baseline Tesla with no frills for Model S, you can get a payment around $600 or $700 if you put down a few thousand for a down payment. I think you have to put at a minimum $2,500 down. So, and then you get $1,000 off if you use a referral code. You can also get a pretty good deal on inventory. Like, man, there was a smoking deal yesterday night on a Model S for $26,000. It was a Model S from 2013. It had like 90,000 miles on it, and it was a 60, which probably didn't have supercharging because it didn't used to have that. But $26,000 for a Model S, I've never seen a certified, used Tesla like that. This is on Tesla's website. And a lot of people try to buy it. I tried to buy it, and it was gone, like instantly. Somebody bought that one. I'd say it'd be way better than a Leaf or a Bolt, but there's a lot missing from those very early Teslas. And without the supercharging, I think you can pay like $2,000 to get that added, but I don't think it would be free. Supercharging, you'd have to pay like on the Model 3, and then the warranty is going to be up on a lot of this stuff really fast on that because of the high mileage and the how old it is. Do you get emission rebates? Would you buy a gas car? Oh, so yeah, so you get $7,000 in America. You get $7,500 federal tax credit. So that's against your tax liability. So if you make enough money over the course of the year to pay in over $7,500, you'll get that $7,500 back. And then state to state vary. In Colorado, you get $5,000 back. So you get a lot of incentives in Colorado. So you take that into consideration. It makes a pretty big difference. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take out a bank loan for the $7,500 plus whatever their state's going to give them, and they'll use that as the down payment. And Alliant and some of the other credit unions, they'll let you do this, and then when you get your tax return back, then you can pay off that second down payment note, and that way you're stuck with a lower payment, and that actually works out pretty good. I kind of did that in a roundabout way, and it helped a lot in lowering payment. Would I buy a gas car now? Nope. People keep asking me that for some weird reason. Like, no. And once you get an electric car, I mean, I don't know. I guess there's some people that might not like electric cars, but the ride is just so different. It's there's no gears, there's no smelly gas, and it's just so much nicer. You just don't. I'm not interested in anything else. And then Teslas, they have so much technology in them. It's really hard to go back to a car without autopilot, especially when you drive as much as I do. I really don't want to go back. I'd be kind of interested in, like, there's some third-party stuff, Comma AI's trying to make like kind of a little Hackintosh type, or a little hacky camera thing that'll do kind of like Autopilot 1. And that's gonna, the software is free, so you just got to buy the phone and 3D print out the parts, and they're trying to get around having to get it all legal with the Highway Safety Commission. Even then, we have like hybrid trucks in my office, and I like hybrids. They're better than normal gas cars, but I really just want to get an electric car. Some guy on YouTube bought a flooded Model S and rebuilt it for $6,500. Yes, he bought two salvage Teslas, and he sold the working parts from them that he wasn't reusing to build the other one, and he documented a lot of it, and he's doing it again, and he's going to do a more thorough documentation on how he did it. He said it took a lot of time. I mean, that was his material cost after selling parts. So he actually spent a lot more money than that, but after he sold parts, that's what he ended up, you know, putting into it. And then he did get it recertified by Tesla. That's the interesting thing is, if you do that, if you buy a flooded Tesla, or one that's been decommissioned or salvaged or whatever, you have to get it reactivated by Tesla or it doesn't work. And they won't do it. And they do charge you a certain amount for that. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a couple $1,000s. So you can buy a broken down one, try and fix it up, and just be stuck with a huge door stop or garage door stop because they're huge. Yep, that's right. You cannot get parts for Tesla unless you're in their network of repair shops. So you can't even buy parts. There's no manuals unless you're a repair shop. So it's kind of the only way to do it. Anyways, thank you guys for joining so much. I'm going to do a little news video, hopefully tomorrow, and I can talk more about the referral program and how they changed it up. It's kind of different and interesting. Sounds like the plans for going to Mars or around the world here in less than an hour are pretty cool, and lots of other stuff. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Click the alert button. Thanks for keeping me company, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.